Australia can lay claim to having some of the best golf courses throughout the world, and in the country's biggest city is one of the most recognisable courses down under. Perched on the rugged cliffs of La Perouse, the New South Wales Golf Club is the perfect blend of undulating fairways and breathtaking scenic vistas. Designed by legendary designer Dr. Alistair Mackenzie, the club sits at the edge of Botany Bay, only 20 minutes from Sydney CBD. To get an understanding of how rich this club's history is, you have to travel back over 200 years.
In 1770, when Captain Cook was coming down, deciding where to position himself, he actually came through Botany Bay, I think it was on the Endeavour, and was looking for fresh water. And if you go down behind our 17th tee, there's a freshwater pond there. You can look down and see where the captain himself came to get some H2O.
150 years later, this land became the canvas for one of the world's greatest course architects. Only 12 months after Dr. Alistair Mackenzie designed arguably the best golf course in the world, he painted the New South Wales Golf Club with the same brush as that of Cyprus Point.
It's all natural link-style golf, follows the rolling hills of the land. Very little bulldozer work ever took place here at La Perouse. And there are a lot of parallels with Cyprus Point. I mean, we've got an island, a green, we've got right on the tip of the water. You know, we really suffer the conditions of the wind and the changes in temperature, and it can be very nasty out here, as it can be at Cyprus.
While there are clear similarities between New South Wales and its famous counterpart, the club prides itself on being a truly unique experience once out on the course. That's largely due to the untouched nature of the layout, an idea driven by Dr. Mackenzie and shared by the club.
What you see here is what you really would have seen in 1931, notwithstanding some slight changes to bunkering and green sites, but the lay of the land hasn't changed. We've tried to keep as much of the original design as we can, because a lot of golf courses are going back to original design, and we really haven't veered too far off of it.
New South Wales Golf Club is ranked among the top 5 courses in Australia. And in the last 2 decades, the club has been the home of 4 PGA championships and the National Open in 2009. As the New South Wales head professional explains, it's one of the best for a good reason.
It wasn't by design, but we've ended up with 4 par 3s, which are north, south, east and west, and 4 par 5s, which are north, south, east and west. So there's no easy wind, it just changes the course. It's balanced, so no matter which way the wind blows, it's a good test.
We discover that wind early on in the round at the 5th.
Number 5's a great par 5. It's the first look the visitors get really of the ocean. You hit over a high hill for your drive. If you can reach the top of the hill, that's fantastic, and some big hitters will hit over the hill and gain maybe 100 yards of run down the other side, making it very short. But then when the wind changes, it's very hard to reach the hill, so it's a whole different ball game, different hole to play. So you might hit a long iron off the tee short of the hill, hit over the hill for your second shot, and then play your third shot in from maybe 100, 120 metres out. The green itself is quite small, flat, firm, and often you have to land the ball short. If you hit the green on the full, it may run over the back or off the side. There's a lot of the punch and run shot. You have to run the ball. It's not just all sand wedges and lob wedges.
To show us how to play New South Wales' signature hole, Bill takes on the challenge of Australia's most photographed par 3.
Okay, here we are at our 6th hole, our signature hole. And as you can see, we're right up here on the southern point of the course. Beautiful views out across the sea, across the north head of Botany Bay. You can see all the shipping that's coming through at the moment. There's always something going on here. Often we have the whales going past, and that's always an attraction as well. So it's a spectacular hole, and depending on the breeze, that's going to affect how we play the hole. 188 metres, it's all carry across the ocean there to the green, and today with a northerly wind, I'm going to have to start the ball out on the north side, let the wind bring the ball back onto the green. Just on the front edge, almost. All right, I'll hit my hybrid here about 210 metres, allowing for that strong crosswind. Happy to be here. And now I've got quite a long putt over 2 levels, with the green sloping strongly from right to left. Hit it hard enough to get over that top level, and now the ball will swing around. Go on. Almost. Very happy with that. Okay, so to land here, after playing my tee shot all the way out from the championship tee to the front of the green, and my first putt putting me here, it's always nice to walk up to something this close and tap in for an easy par.
Out on the back nine, we find a slice of Augusta down under.
When we get to 13, we really call this our Amen corner. 13, 14, 15, 16, all different holes, all testing, especially when the wind's blowing. And I think even the top players, when they get to this stretch, it's full concentration, especially if they're going well in the tournament. This is where they can win or lose the event. So starting on 13, it's a lovely par 4. Not that long, especially downwind. The top players will only be using wedges or 8-irons. It's a beautiful green, very slick green, difficult to putt on in the wind, very easy to 3-putt.
And to close out the round, we stumble upon the final par 3 on the course.
Great hole, great hindsight to put a par 3 along the top of the ridge. It's the highest point on the golf course, terrific views from the tee, but more importantly, the green is along that ridge and it's just the green. So if you don't hit the green, the ball will roll off or left or right, some 30, 40 yards down the hill. So it's a very demanding tee shot, and again, on a windy day, that's probably one of the most challenging holes on the course.
It's truly a one-of-a-kind experience here at the New South Wales Golf Club. No matter what your game is like, you're guaranteed to be challenged on every level here on the edge of the Tasman Sea.
Now, I always know when people go out, doesn't matter what the weather conditions, if they're lucky enough to have a beautiful day, it's the most beautiful piece of land on the earth. If it's a rugged day, they batten down the hatches and they do their very best, and they actually come off completely exhilarated. And I always know that, and I never worry that once they're off the first tee that they're not going to have a good time. Yeah, it gets a lot of profile throughout the world for that reason.